Documentations. A lot of times the night shift is filled with a lot of paperwork or computer work, if you will. So make sure if any Medicare notes or assessment notes, if they're due on your shift, make sure you do them. I always do them like early on in my shift, so that just in case anything happens during the night, I already know I got those notes out of the way. That's another thing. Like when you work night shift, like once you get the hang of it, sometimes you could get kind of lazy, but no, always get that paperwork over and done with early on in the night, because anything can happen, you know. I think that goes for all shifts. Like just make sure you get your work over with. Don't think, oh no, like this is easy, I know what to do. Make sure you get that paperwork over and done with early on in the night, so that just in case anything happens during the night, which it can, at least you know you got that paperwork done, okay? So what I mean by Medicare notes, sometimes you have to fill out Medicare notes for patients. I mean, like you have to check off like, oh, what do they do? Sometimes it's like so simple. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard for me to give you an example because every facility is different. But usually try to find somebody who can help you. Hopefully they train you really well during the night shift. But I really didn't have anybody to train me when I first started working night. So I went across the other unit and asked the other nurse, like, oh, how do you do this Medicare note? How do you do assessment note? How do I know what is to be done? Like, what are the most important things in the night shift that has to be done? And one of the most important things is that you make sure your notes are done, okay? Because the supervisor will call you in the morning and be like, hey, whatever, Tiffany, why was this note on the patient Jamie not done? It's supposed to be done every shift. So there are some notes that needs to be done every shift on the patient. So that's why it's very important, like behavior notes or whatever. Make sure you get it done. Sometimes you have assessments to be done, nursing assessments to be done. I know LPNs don't do assessment, but it's a different kind of assessment. You know what I mean? So just make sure you ask people questions like, oh, what notes should I get done? Because they're going to look like, oh, well, this was due night shift and who didn't do it, right? Doctor's orders. Okay, so another really important thing about night shift is usually it's all shifts that take care of it, but usually in the night shift, you are responsible for making sure that whatever new order that the doctor ordered, make sure it corresponds, like make sure it says exactly what the doctor said, right? So we had to have 3 signatures. So 1 signature from the morning shift, 1 signature from the evening shift, and the last shift, which is the night shift, we sign it off, but we have to make sure that the doctor's order matches the MAR, like whatever the doctor ordered on paper, make sure it matches exactly on the computer, and we would have to sign off, which is very important because if there's any mistake on the doctor's orders, it will be on us, because usually the night shift is the last shift to co-sign that the doctor order is correct. So it's your responsibility to do that. And if the last signature is a morning or evening shift, you would just flag it in the patient's chart, or however your facility does it, to make sure that they sign it. If there's any outstanding orders that you don't understand or whatever, you know, you ask the morning shift when they come in, of course, because you are new. But just make sure when it comes to doctor's orders, you are responsible for checking and making sure that everything is correct and everything matches. If you see an order for a Coumadin 1,000,000 grams, like, you know that's not right. So you're gonna bring that to an attention, because you're gonna bring that to the doctor's attention or the nurse who comes in the morning's attention, you know? So just to make sure, and it makes you look good, it makes you look competent, it makes you look like you're actually doing your job and you're actually looking to see what is being done. Write your progress notes on each patient that is on report, and then write your report, and then that's it. It shouldn't be that simple. After I finish all my work, then I take my break, and then I come back, and then I do my meds, and then I count my narcotics. Some facilities, on a specific day, you will have to do a glucometer check. So basically, glucometers are machines that check the patient's blood sugar. There are some days, specific days, that you have to check the efficiency or the efficacy of the the glucometer. So basically you would have to take a specific solution, put it on a finger stick strip, and like put it inside the glucometer and like run checks on it just to make sure that the glucometer is working properly. On some nights you will do it, or on every night depending on your facility. So usually that is done during the night shift. And then like you count your narcotics and you go home. Like I really like the night shift for that. Like it's very like straightforward. If you're working on the rehab floor, yes, the night shift sounds very simple, but it's not going to be simple for you. So there have been times when I work on the rehab floor and they ask for pain medications like crazy. And I understand, but just keep that in mind. When you're working on the rehab floor, people can ask you, oh, pain, pain, pain. It's usually in the night shift. I don't know why. It's usually on the night shift. They ask for pain medication, they ask for this, they ask for that. So your night may be really busy. So that's why I'm saying, like, try to get your paperwork, try to get that stuff over and done with early. Don't wait until later on the night, because I've done that before. I was like, oh, I worked on this floor before, I know exactly what to do, it's nothing. And then all of a sudden my night becomes busy and hectic because it's a full moon. Everybody wants to get up, everybody wants to ask for pain medication, everybody wants to ask for a glass of water, everybody wants to be talked to in the middle of the night. I mean, like, everybody wants that. And I do empathize with the residents, especially the ones on rehab, but it's like, you need to get your work done. So make sure you get that stuff done early, and then after that, you can tend to your patient. So make sure you get your stuff done early because things can happen during the night. Sometimes, very rarely, you'll have treatments to be done in the night, but very rarely, like maybe a treatment became undone, but usually you don't really have treatments to do during the night. Like, who's gonna wake somebody up to do a treatment, right? But if a treatment is undone, even if it's not doing your shift, you have to do it over. Like, if a patient comes to you and says, well, their bandage came undone in the middle of the night, you can't be like, oh no, it's not on my shift. You get in trouble for that. They will report you in the morning. They won't say anything, but they will report you. That's another thing. Like, don't be fooled by the chillness of the night shift. Residents will report you, but you know how they report you? They won't say anything. If you're rude, if you refuse to do a treatment that's being undone, they will report you in the morning, and they will give you no clue. I think that goes for all shifts. So that's why, do your work correctly, and remember, even if you think nobody is watching you, people are. Okay, so let me stop with this like scaring. It's not a scare tactic. It's just to make sure that you understand what is going on. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and like. If you have any other video suggestions, any video that you want to see about nursing, leave it down below and I'll sure to make a video, or I'll respond directly to the comment depending on what it is. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Please share this video with your fellow nurses that need help. If you are in school, share it. If you are about to go to school, share it. If you're thinking, just share it. So anybody who wants to do nursing, okay? So see you guys. Bye.